Coach Aubrey here, and today we're going to talk about how to target the glute hamstring tie-in. We're going to begin with a seated hamstring curl. Make sure to hinge at your hips, get a good stretch between your glutes and your hamstrings. Once you feel that stretch right there at the top of the rep, think about that exact location on your body as you press the weight down, bringing your feet underneath your glutes. You want to try to keep the tension in your glute ham tie-in as much as you can. So once you find that sweet spot where you're really targeting that area, try to keep your range of motion in that spot. I suggest incorporating quad extensions once you finish your hamstring curls. This will send blood flow to the anterior muscles in the legs, it will prevent injury, and it will also give your hamstrings and glutes a chance to rest. Now time for some fun stuff. Let's move into a compound movement, the goblet squat. This variation, we're going to shift our weight back when we get to the bottom of each rep, almost like we're shifting our weight onto our heels. As we do this, we're also going to make sure that our spine stays straight and we keep our chest lifted high. This is going to create a stretch in the glute hamstring tie-in. What you're going to do is press out of your heels to bring yourself out of the hole using your glute ham tie-in. When you get to the top, squeeze your glutes. Imagery you can use during this exercise is to imagine that your hamstrings are pushing through the other leg muscles for a deep stretch at the bottom, right there. When you come up, imagine that your quads and inner thighs are wrapping around the back of your legs to squeeze in along with your glute. Once you complete the squats, I recommend throwing in a form of hip thrust. That way the glutes completely engage before you move on to your next movement. The next exercise is tricky, so remember, keep your mind on the glute ham tie-in. For this one, you're going to steady yourself on one leg while you hinge forward at your hips and place your non-working toe on the ground slightly behind your working leg. This is not to put weight on, it is simply to balance yourself when needed. Try to keep the majority of your weight on the working leg. Just like you did on the goblet squats, you want to make sure you shift your weight back and feel a stretch down the back of your leg at your glute ham tie-in. If you need to physically touch the spot you're targeting with your hand, go for it. That will only help. The best way to make sure nothing is left in the tank is ending with a leg press. Just like all the other movements, you want to really embrace the stretch at the bottom of each rep so that your mind connects to the location you're working. Feel free to use both legs if you'd like. Just make sure your feet are high and wide and you bring your knees out on the way down beside your body for that deep stretch you're trying to achieve. Once you feel the burn, embrace it. Try to stay in the burn. So today we targeted the hamstring and glute area, and especially that glute hamstring tie-in location that we kept talking about. I suggest adding in accessory work as well as quad and inner thigh work to complete your workout. Have a good one!